Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. Macbeth, Act 5, Scene 3. These are short scenes which kind of convey the preparation for war, which finally culminates in what happens in Scene 8 of this particular play with the killing of Macbeth. Suspense खत्म नहीं किया, ये तो पहले से मालूम था कि Macbeth will be killed. Okay, so let's get directly into the scene. Okay, so this also takes place in Dunsinane inside in a room in the castle, and this is to show Macbeth directly. In scene 2, we have seen what others are talking about him. Now we meet Macbeth directly in this particular scene where Macbeth is inside the castle along with the doctor and some other attendants. Macbeth says, "Bring me no more reports, let them fly all. Till Birnam Wood remove to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear." Now this he is saying it on the basis of what is the prophecy which has been made by the witches. So he says, "Do not bring me any more reports. Let all the Thanes," them referring to all the Thanes, all the nobles, "they can fly away from me," meaning that I don't care even if all the Thanes desert me. Mujhe parwa nahi hai. I don't care if they all leave me and join hands with the enemy forces. Until Birnam Wood moves to Dunsinane, I will not be afraid. I will not be tainted by fear. I won't be afraid. What is the boy Malcolm? What about the boy Malcolm? So he refers to him as a boy, basically showing some kind of a contempt, a bit of a condescending attitude, कि वो लड़का बच्चा क्या करेगा मेरा, kind of a thing. Was he not born of a woman, right? So he's saying that, who among that group can actually kill him? Was he not born of a woman? The spirits that know all the mortal consequences, that spirits referring to the witches who know all about the future and about death, etc., have told me this. Pronounced me means have told me this. Fear not, Macbeth, no man that is born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. That no man who is born of a woman will ever be able to overpower you. Then fly false Thanes. So run all dishonest, disloyal Thanes, that you can leave me, you can go and join the mingle with the English epicures. I'll just tell you what's the meaning of this. You can all join hands with the soft and self-indulgent. Soft and self-indulgent Thanes. You can all do that. Now, epicures were the lovers of luxury. Epicures, this word, they were the lovers of luxury, and therefore they were considered to be soft men. And the word comes from Epicurus, who was the Greek philosopher who believed that happiness was the ultimate goal of life. And the Scots, the people of Scotland, therefore looked at the Englishmen as fun-loving playboys. So it was with a sense of contempt that this particular reference has been made, that Thanes can go and mingle with the English playboys. The mind I sway by, and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. So he says that by the mind with which I control the state, I sway by, by the mind by my mind with which I control the state of Scotland, I say that my mind and heart will never sag. Sag means it will never waver. It will never feel weak with doubt or shake with fear. So he's kind of showcasing his sense of determination that I am the person in charge. So here we see the soldier part of Macbeth coming to the fore. He's talking like a soldier, at the same time basing it on the prophecy which has been made by the three witches. So you see, Macbeth is not very black and white. There are lots of shades within him, and that's what makes him such a fascinating character by William Shakespeare. Then he asks, at that time a servant enters and he says, the devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. So he's also given to a lot of abuse. So he says, may the devil turn you black. The devil damn thee black means may the devil turn you black. You pale-faced loon means a crazy kind of a character. Foolish person. Why are you looking so frightened like a goose? So servant says, there are 10,000. He says, geese, villain. I mean, villain again is a reference to a foolish kind of character, a term of mild abuse. He says, no, 10,000 soldiers. So Macbeth says, go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. So he says, you lily-livered, see, anybody with a liver, which is referred to as a lily white, is mean to say that you are a person of a weak constitution. So he says, lily-livered means you are a cowardly person. Okay, so he says, you cowardly boy, go prick your face. Prick means go pinch your face, and you pinch your face so that it will bring some blood onto your cheeks, and that will kind of, ensure that, you are no longer feeling scared, right? So he says, what soldiers? Patch. Patch is also, the meaning is fool. Death of thy soul. He says, damn you. That means he's kind of cursing him. Damn you. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. That pale face of yours. Linen, again referring to pale face. So he says that pale face of yours is like something which will frighten the others also. Counselors to fear means it will kind of counsel others also to feel scared. What soldiers? Whey face. Who are these soldiers? Milk face. Whey face means milk face. So he's kind of using slightly abusive language. Servant says, the English force so please you. So the English army, sir, he says. So he says, take thy face hence means get out of my sight. He says, get out of my sight. And then he calls out to, the servant exists, and then he calls out to Satan. Okay, Satan, who is an officer who is attending on Macbeth, and he's like the traditional armor bearer to Scottish kings. People who help the king get ready for the battle. So he says, Satan, I'm sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say. So he says, I'm sick at heart when I see Satan. Come here. Okay. I say this push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. So he says, this battle will either secure my rule forever or topple me from the throne. Okay. I have lived long enough. So he's almost, there is a sense of weariness in Macbeth. He's kind of feeling a little tired because he does not have any of his people with him anymore. They've either been killed or they have left him, deserted him. So he's feeling a little tired. So this line, I have lived long enough, I thought it was very important because it kind of tells you about his state of mind. So he says, I have lived long enough. The course of my life, my way of life is fallen into the sere, the yellow leaf. So he's kind of comparing himself with a yellow leaf which falls in the autumn season. So he says, the course of my life is beginning to wither and fall away. Sere means withered and dry. So he's kind of comparing himself with a yellow leaf which is withering and dry, and that will fall off in the autumn season. And that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have. So he's feeling that he has been completely left desolate, isolated, left without any friends. So he says that I cannot hope to have the kind of things that are with accompany old age, which are part of old age, things like honor, love, obedience, and having the company of many loyal friends. But in their stead means instead, curses not loud but deep mouth, honor, breath. So he says, instead, I am plagued by curses muttered under the breath. That people around me are muttering curses under their breath about me. So instead of having love, obedience, and loyal friends, I'm having curses at me thrown by people under their breath. So, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan, he's again calling to Satan. So he says, people honor me with words. Mouth honor means that people honor me with words. When they speak, they honor me with their words, with their tongue, but in their hearts, they don't have any feeling of respect for me or any feeling of honor for me. The poor heart would fain deny and dare not. So my heart would like to end my life, but it dare not, but it dare not do that. So there is a dichotomy even within himself. He knows what the situation around him is like. He knows the situation around him has changed to a large extent. He's aware of that. It's not as though Macbeth is not aware of that, but he wants to put up a brave face because that's a soldier in coming to the fore. So here we are seeing the soldier and the human in Macbeth kind of talking almost simultaneously. You get the point? So at that time, Seaton enters. Seaton says, "What is your gracious pleasure? What do you desire, your grace? What news? Is there more news?" So he says, "All is confirmed, my lord," which was reported, that all that was reported, all the rumors, etc., that were reported, they are all true. Macbeth says, "I will fight till from my bones, my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor." So he says, "I will fight until they kind of hack off the flesh from my bones. Okay, give me my armor." Seaton says, "It is not needed yet." He says, Macbeth says, "I will put it on. Send out more horses, skirt the country around." So he says, "I'll put it on anyway. Send out more cavalry," that is more horses, that is soldiers on horseback. Skirt means search the country round, and anyone who is talking of fear, give me my armor. How is your patient, doctor? So now he's talking to addressing the doctor, asking about Lady Macbeth. So he says, "Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest." So he says she's not sick with any kind of bodily ailment. Not so sick means not any bodily ailment. It's not as though she's suffering from any fever or anything. But she's troubled with thick coming fancies. That is, she is troubled with endless visions and hallucinations. Endless visions and hallucinations, thick coming fancies that are preventing her from sleeping, from her rest, that are preventing her from sleep. Macbeth says, "Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind disease?" So he says, "Cure her of that. Can you not heal a disturbed mind by removing memory of a deep-rooted sorrow?" You know, there is in her memory, there is a deep-rooted sorrow. So can't you cure a mind which is diseased and remove from her memory a sorrow which is deep-rooted? Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart. So he's saying that from her mind, erase the troubling thoughts from her mind, from her brain. Okay, from her brain, remove all the troubling thoughts, the thoughts which are troubling her. Use some sweet medicine. Antidote means medicine. Okay, antidote to the pain, to the troubles which are there in her brain. So use some sweet medicine to clean her chest of that perilous stuff, means of that awful stuff that is troubling her. Okay, of that awful stuff that is troubling her and weighing upon her heart. Doctor says, therein the patient must minister to himself. So he says, for that kind of relief, the patient must heal himself. Okay, it is not for me, but the patient who has to heal himself. So Macbeth says, throw physic to the dogs, I will none of it. So he says, he's saying that, you know, throw him to the dogs, I will not have anything to do with it. And to Satan, he says, now you see the continuous lines here. One line is to doctor, one line is to Satan. He keeps on alternating, and that again shows a sense of a troubled and an agitated Macbeth. That is, you know, he's talking to both of them simultaneously. So he says, throw physic to the dogs, I will none of it. Now, it can be two things. Either he's ordering for the doctor himself to be thrown to the dogs, or he's asking for the medicine to be thrown to the dogs. You know, I will have nothing to do with it. Come, put on my armor, give me my baton. Staff means the baton. Satan, send out. Doctor, the thanes fly away from me, saying that the thanes are all running away from me. To Satan, he says, come, sir, dispatch, you know, make haste, you know, do hurry up. Dispatch means to hurry up. So you see, one line to Satan, one line to the doctor. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health. So here, since he's again talking to the doctor, the inference is that this may be referring to the medicine and not to the doctor himself. That if you can find the cause of my country's sickness and cure it completely, you know, if you could, doctor, cast the water of my land, you know, that if you can find out the cause of my country's sickness and cure it completely and bring it to proper, pristine kind of health. Proper, pristine means something which is like, you know, pure health. sound and pure health. I would applaud thee to the very echo. I would applaud you so loudly that I will clap for you so loudly that it will echo from the back of the world. You know, that it should applaud again means it will create an echo. The echo will applaud again. Pull it off, I say. So pull it off, I say. Now this one reference is to Satan. Then he comes back to the doctor and he says, what rhubarb sign or what purgative drug would scour this English hence? So he says that what medicine or treatment can be used to get rid of the English from this country. So you see, now he's no longer talking about Lady Macbeth. He's talking about, and he's using the medical metaphors in order to talk about how he can get rid of the Englishmen from Scotland. So you see, he's no longer bothered about his wife. He's talking about the threat which is coming from the military enemy. So he says that what medicine or treatment, rhubarb, simony, or what purgative drug can be used to get rid of the English from this country. Hearest thou of them? Have you heard about them? So doctor says, yes, my lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something. That is, your preparation for war sounds like such a drug, that you going to war would be the medicine to take care of the Englishmen. Macbeth says, bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and bane. So Macbeth to Seaton says, bring the armor and follow me. I will not be afraid of death, and bane means ruin. Till Burnham Forest comes out. So this is always there on his mind, that till this happens, he is absolutely safe. Doctor in an aside says, were I from Dunsinane away and clear, prophet again should hardly draw me here. So the doctor is thinking that while he's alone, because Macbeth has entered, that I wish I were away from Dunsinane and no amount of money could bring me back here. That I would not want to be here in this absolutely crazy place. I wouldn't want to be here, and no amount of money, profit means no amount of money, can bring me back here. So the manner in which Macbeth keeps talking swiftly between the doctor and Seaton indicates his rather agitated and disturbed and anxious frame of mind. And that is an interesting sidelight of what Macbeth's state of mind is at this point in time. So with this, we come to the end of Act 5, Scene 3. As I said, all the scenes in this particular act are short scenes because Macbeth and Shakespeare has written it in such a way that it gives pace to the play. If it's a one long drawn out scene, then since it's a scene about the battle, it would kind of get slowed down. So dramatically speaking, he's written short scenes so that they cut faster on stage. So now I will see you in Scene 4 of Act 5. Tata, bye bye.